So we're looking forward to this. I can't believe it's the last weekend in conference play this weekend. It's crazy. It's a short week. We play Thursday, Saturday, at Washington on Thursday, at Wazoo on Saturday, which would actually be nice because we got to turn right back around and head to the Pac-12 tournament the following a week from today. So it's all happening fast. But it has been it's been a good season, a productive season. I honestly can't believe it's already the end of the road here with Pac-12 play. So coming off a good weekend, we beat Cal at home on Friday night. Showed some toughness, did some good things, some things we can work on, obviously, and then played Stanford on Sunday, who's just a really good program. They're a little bit ahead of us where we're at right now in the development. They beat us, and it's hard to, I thought for us to compete with them, we'd have to shoot great and score a lot of points, and we just didn't shoot well in the second half. So first half we were down 3 or 4, and did okay. Second half we shot 18%, and so it wasn't like we were taking necessarily all bad shots, but we just couldn't throw it in the ocean standing on a boat. So we missed a lot of shots, and that's what happens. It's hard to beat the 15th ranked team in the country when you shoot 18% and a half.
I know there's no such thing as moral victories, but in that Stanford game in the first half when Danny got knocked out, first of all, A, how's Danny's eye? And B, the team stayed with them. You were still very competitive against them the entire first half, even without Danny in there.
Yeah, and Danny's injury was a bummer for her. I think it was like the second possession of the game for us. She attacked the bucket and fell down, and then got back up to get a rebound. And Erica McCall, their center, was also going for the rebound and made a basketball play. She didn't mean to hit her at all, but swiped down on her eye and cut it open. And it was bad. It was really bad. And, Danny is a tough kid. And so when she went down on all fours, she was just kind of on the floor. I thought, uh-oh, this isn't good, because I don't think she's done that ever that I've seen. So I started to go out there, and then it was like, oh, she just lost her contact. By the time she walked to the bench, she had, blood dripping down her face and looked like she needed stitches. And so she left the game, went back to see the team doctor, and we put in Erica Bean. And I really didn't think we'd get Danny back. Just from looking at her, and her eyes were already kind of swelling shut. And I mean, it was bad, especially eyes. It's not like you can fake a game of basketball without having vision. And so I didn't think, we'd get her back, but Erica did a nice job. And I was honestly kind of in my mind in the game thinking about, okay, what can we do here for a backup point guard? Who can play another one? The other, and then at that time, kind of Danny came in, and the trainer said, she thinks she can go. And so I put her back in there, and she just did a heck of a job. But to your point, the team did hold down the fort while she was, off, and we really didn't know if she'd be back or not. But Danny showed some legit toughness, and for me, I'm trying to create that culture. I'm really proud of her for that. I love when players, show legit toughness like that. I don't know how many people would come back from something like that.
And speaking of toughness and intensity, so heading into March and tournament play, does the intensity of what you do and everything that you do, does it pick up at all or change in any way? Yeah,
I think your focus has to pick up. We run pretty short, intense practices no matter what time of the year it is. We don't go for, 3-4 hours, but we'll go hard for an hour and 15 minutes. And so that's not going to change in terms of our approach. But I think the focus from our players needs to kind of, tighten up a little bit. If you want to win in March, you have to just be really dialed in and focused. But I don't think our approach to how we approach these games changes.
Back to Erica Bean, true freshman. Talk about her development over the season from day one to this past weekend. She got a lot of minutes during Cal.
Yeah.
Her and Malia just connected during Cal, both on the road and at home.
Right.
And filling in for Danny when Danny went down. Just talk about her as an overall player and her development.
Yeah, I'm proud of her. I thought against Cal she was a key kind of momentum shifter for us in that second half, and it was kind of strange, like you said, it happened the same thing down at Cal as well. So I don't know, something about playing Cal gets her kind of really focused and dialed in. But she had a great night that night. And her stat line didn't jump out at you, but if you watched the game, her play did. And then Sunday, she did a good job in that first half stepping in, and there wasn't like a dip in our play when she came in there, so that was good. She's getting better. As a freshman, you come in and everything's new and everything's fast and everyone's big and strong, and then you add the point guard. The learning curve for that is really steep. And she's done a good job. She made a couple shots against Cal that I don't think she would have taken those shots a month ago, which just shows confidence and improvement, and that's what we're all about. We just want to keep improving as players and as a team and keep getting more and more confident. But I'm proud of her, and I think this offseason for her is going to be big just in skill development, shooting, strength, because she's got good instincts, but we need to get her stronger. We got to get her shot going a little bit better, and I think she could really be a great player here.
She doesn't appear to have that intimidated feeling in her.
No.
She's just out there. She's confident in what she's doing. I kind of compare when Danny was a freshman and had the WNIT run and ran into you guys after.
Yes, thank you.
You can kind of tell that she was a little uneasy. She wasn't very comfortable out there.
Right.
And there was even a moment in the locker room where, look, we all believe in you. You can do this.
Yeah.
And just watching Danny's development from freshman to now, I kind of see that in Bean, and I feel like Bean maybe even be a little bit more ahead of where Danny was as a freshman.
Mentally, yeah. And, Danny had an incredible career here. And I think in November, December, Erica Bean had a little more of those looks, the wide-eyed, like, whoa, this is Pac-12 basketball, and this is intense, and this is an adjustment. But as I said, she's gotten a little bit more confident and comfortable. She's had some success, and there's no greater confidence boost than having a few good games under your belt and doing well, and then you kind of think, okay, I can do this. But she's done a good job. She's very coachable, really likable kid, does what you ask, just a really quality player to have in your program.
And looking ahead to this weekend's opponents, what challenges do Washington and Washington State present your club?
Well, both teams can score a lot of points, and we just go one at a time. So talking about UW, they've got the leading scorer in the country, and they can really shoot the three. They can score points in bunches. Watching a lot of film this weekend, we haven't played them. I don't even remember the dates, but it was the first weekend of conference, and so this is bookend with the last weekend of conference. Both programs have made some changes and adjustments, and so there's some changes to game plan. We can't just pull out the same old game plan, and UW's doing some different things now, and so are we. And so it'll be interesting. It's uncommon to play somebody the first week and then not play them again until the last weekend. It's kind of unique. So, but they're good. They're very good at home. And like I said, they've got a great scorer, but it's not just her. They've got other players. They do have 5 players on the floor that can all score points. I think they just try to outscore you, and they're good at it. So we have our hands full, and we have to, we beat them here in a very competitive, close game. And so I expect them, they'll be ready to compete with us, and I know our players will be ready to go.
And how do you think your team has improved since that first encounter with Washington early in January?
How much time do we have? No.
In what ways can you tell us about it?
I think we've improved defensively quite a bit, just in terms of understanding what we're doing and, the zone we run and the man defense that we run. There's some nuances to it that's kind of unique. The players are getting it and they're learning it. I think we've improved our rebounding against, big athletic players in the Pac-12. We did a great job in preseason, but now, we may be outsized a little bit. And we're still continuing to rebound. I think we've done a good job of that. I think our turnovers have gotten better. We still have a little blip sometimes, but our shot selection and turnovers has continued to improve. I think we've improved. There's still, of course, we could take the next hour to talk about what we still need to improve upon, but we're a work in progress for sure. But I do think we've improved since then.